I'm starting to look at the Teletone TV, and the first issue I'm going to have is finding a power cable for this thing. This looks similar to some power cords that I've got, but the spacing, these are a little bit closer, and the opening is a little bit larger than the cables that I've got. The main issue is that this outside insulation is so dry and, well, dry rotted that the wires really are just, they're frayed beyond belief. And also this pin here has come loose. Now on the inside here, you can see how that's kind of broken free. I'm gonna have to find something, probably have to drill these rivets out and find something else to use to get the power into the thing. After the power comes into the plug back here, if you follow this gray wire on around, it goes up across here and goes to the main power switch on the back of the volume knob. So that's that gray wire coming in direct from the mains input. And this should switch the power on and start routing power to this first bus here. And this is completely dead. I've buzzed it out with a continuity tester and it is not making a connection. This is a fairly common issue with old electronics like that. That switch will go bad, and these things can be difficult, if not impossible, to get a replacement for. As a easier fix, what I will do is I will make this connection permanent inside, and on the outside I'll have a cord with just a switch directly on it. This is a fairly common workaround for old TVs and radios like this. After digging around in here, I did find this one resistor that had obviously overheated and popped. And checking alongside the schematic, that appears to be coming off of a 6AU6. And since there's only one 6AU6 in this circuit, it was pretty easy to find. And it's also coming off of pin 6. So anyway, this is a 10K. There's absolutely no color left on these things at all, so old carbon composition. This thing is toast. I'm going to clip this old remains of this resistor out of here, and then I'm going to J-hook these remaining leads. And I found a comparable size resistor that I'm going to put back in its place. After 75 years of oxidation, I really did not want to take any solder at all. And my secret weapon, the flex pin. There, we'll test it later. I think to make my life easy on this TV and replacing the cord, I'm going to borrow the cable off of this lamp, and I don't plan on ever using this lamp again. Not that it was ever that great. I'll just go ahead and get rid of those. I can reuse this cable and I can even see about reusing this grommet in here. Alright, let's see which one's which. Grabbing one of those at random. And continuity checked. Continuity check. Alright, so I have happened to clamp on to the hot lead there. That'll be my short blade on the power outlet. So that wire needs to connect to this gray wire right there. And this for some strain relief. That should be plenty. I am waiting on the soldering iron to heat up. Doesn't matter which way I go, it's going to feel like I'm wrong-handed here. It's one down. That is not on there really great. I prefer to have some mechanical connection on there as well, but I'm just testing this kind of fast and loose right now. Yeah, definitely feeling wrong-handed here. All right, I think the easiest way to deal with this switch being open, I'm going to use these gator clips to just bridge the gap. So that is my on switch, and it is just flat out on. It won't matter what that is. Okay, the only other thing I need is I need to hook up the speaker again because I've got an audio amp up here. Well, up here on the top side, this is the audio power amp, and two of these tabs here are for the speaker. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slap that bad boy on there, and I'll use some alligator clips to connect this old speaker to those two tabs there. I went ahead and tinned those leads. All right. It will give the audio amp something to work with. Okay, almost time for the acid test. That plugged into the dim bulb tester, so that's the TV plugged in. And now I need to plug in the tester. So the volume on the TV is on, the volume is turned up. Okay, that's a bad sign. That means that this guy is dead short somewhere. Well, couldn't have been that easy. I decided that I would try another test. I removed all of the tubes and even disconnected the picture tube. Even got these hard to reach tubes down there, and I've got it hooked back up to the dim bulb tester. I can turn that on. I get a little bit there. very dim. I did have an issue with this tube right here, which is the 5U4GA. I believe that is a rectifier tube. And this guy is very much broken. Seal is broken there on the bottom. You can hear it crunching. So yeah, this tube's bad. Well, this is going to be the end of the first in a series of trying to repair this thing. I think at this point, remember that burned out resistor? That was a screen resistor going to the 6AU6. My suspicion is maybe that tube is shorted or damaged in there. Maybe that caused the overcurrent to that resistor. I'm suspicious of all the tubes in here now, and I'm going to pull out the tube tester and check all the tubes and make sure they're in good working order. If it's not a tube issue, my suspicion is that this transformer could be bad. That's expensive, and that will cause me to rethink what I'm doing in the next stages of this project and what I'm going to do with this thing at all. If you have experience in repairing an old tube TV like this, do let me know in the comments. What other things can I look for? I know to look for bad tubes. I know it could be a bad transformer, and I can use my eyes and see if there's a obvious short or something burned out. But maybe there's something else that I'm not used to. Do let me know, and I appreciate it. And anyway, we'll catch up next time, and I will see you there.